Hey there, I am Isaac Hanson.
And I'm Taylor Hanson, and we are part of
HANSON
Brothers Beer. Even brought the shirt.
Yeah.
Really excited to be premiering the beer of the week. This is Pink Moonlight Hazy IPA with peach.
Yeah.
It's very delicious.
We like it.
Cheers. So, Pink Moonlight is a really special beer. We're really excited to be brewing beer with our friends at DESTHIL in Illinois, phenomenal brewery.
Yeah.
We originally connected with Matt Potts that founded the brewery, original brewmaster.
Yeah. We had connected with him at GABF when we were premiering our MMMhops Pale Ale for the first time, basically.
That's right. And so, our background's in music, and we became passionate about beer a little over a decade ago to a point that we said, hey, we should start making it. We
came from touring around and visiting local breweries, especially when the craft beer scene was really in its
starting to erupt.
Starting to erupt because you couldn't get certain beers, in other places outside of their local region.
You're like, let me go to that brewery. Oh, it's here. You can only get it here. It's not even distributed. And so we got really inspired to get into beer and had this common thread with Matt from DESTHIL of loving music, loving craft beer.
And see the connectivity of those two things.
So this beer is the beginning of a kind of new partnership with those guys. This particular design is a recipe that's a collaboration. Pink Moonlight has all kinds of threads. It's a hazy IPA. So it's a really classic sort of hazy IPA recipe. You have a foundation of two-row grain and a little flaked wheat in there to give it the haziness. Mosaic.
Yeah.
And so you have a hoppy beer, but not overwhelmingly hoppy. Like it's a nice, fresh sort of bitterness, and then a little bit of peach. So it kind of takes the edge off. 7% beer, so it definitely does its job.
Yeah.
But this is a limited release now in our home states. So it's in Oklahoma
and in Illinois,
as long as it lasts. So come and get it, and then in Illinois, and then we're really teeing up sort of a fuller release, coming back into a lot of new places with our flagship beer, MMMhops, which is a pale ale, American pale ale, and we'll be featuring Pink Moonlight.
And a part of that as well.
Yeah. So come and check out. It's a beer we're really proud of. It's one that honestly. Every beer is not a gateway beer. Some of my favorite beers are very much like you love beer, craft, it's strong, it's bitter. But this is definitely a very fresh, very approachable recipe. It's not even overwhelmingly hoppy, but it's incredibly delicious. Matt Potts and the whole DESTHIL team, they're really amazing at, I think, creating beers that they don't have any residual flavors you don't want. Sometimes you have a beer and you drink it and you get sort of like an aftershock. When you drink these beers, that really gives you all the flavor, all the fruitiness, all the hops, nothing else you don't want.
No.
So, kicking off the release of this beer, we're sharing with our friends, we're sharing it with our home state, right here, our hometown. So right here at Bishop Quigley's great new spot, our friends at McNellie's group, we said, hey, we want to share this beer. We want people to come join us Friday the 28th. Come check out the beer for the first time if you don't find it already in the pub.
Special release event. Yeah.
Special release event. And
we'll be here.
Hope you'll come check it out, come try it. And hey, it's not going to last right now, but we want you to know about it, get excited about it, and say, hey, if you like it, ask for it so we can bring it back in droves and have it be one of the beers that you can find all over town.
I think there's a fun little story about Pink Moonlight too. So Pink Moonlight's origin is
the name.
The Pink Moonlight origin is actually Hop Jam Beer Festival, which we'd done for years and years. And the first time that we premiered a version of this recipe was actually at a Hop Jam festival, except for at that time it was a milkshake IPA.
It has some lactose.
And it has some lactose and
dessert beer.
Yeah, exactly. And so we decided that, while that was a good beer, we felt like it was a little bit of a niche kind of limited release version, and that maybe we could find something that was a little bit more kind of broadly appealing and pull out some of that lactose and make a couple little adjustments.
Sweet. It's not quite as sweet. It's more of a it's that bitterness of the IPA comes through.
But we really loved the kind of foundation of the beer. We loved the peach and the IPA combo, and really excited that it's coming out. So
Pink Moonlight is going to be available in a limited release starting in June. So you got to come out and get it quick. And you're going to be able to find it at retailers throughout Tulsa. But the larger release of the beer is really planned for the fall. So think of this as a chance to check out a beer that is coming alongside our flagship beer, MMMhops.
Yeah. Later on in the year.
And so if you come out and hear about this beer, talk about it, ask for it, because we'll be coming back throughout the fall, and hopefully this will be a mainstay. You'll be able to find it throughout Tulsa, throughout Oklahoma. And for those that are travelers that are discovering this blog, we're bringing this beer to starting with a dozen states this fall, along with MMMhops, which will include New York, which will include Kansas, Florida,
Georgia,
Pennsylvania. And
we might even get to California.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Is on the edge, but and so a lot of beer fans that have heard about HANSON Brothers beer that are curious is going to start showing up. And so starting with this month, we want Tulsa fans to know to come out on the 28th and then look for the beer in your bars and retailers. And if you can't find it, then tell people you want it so we can bring it back like a lot. As much as possible. This beer is a part of our sort of culture of beer and music. The name is inspired, also connected to a song that we just released. We've been a band for we've been an independent band for 20 years after starting independent, signing to a major label, and then launching a label in 2004. Yeah. And so the record we put out 20 years ago had a song called Penny and Me on it. That song, Penny and Me, is part of the inspiration of the name of this beer.
There's a lyric that says, making it by under Pink Moonlight.
And that Pink Moonlight was like, hey, that's a cool little thread. Yeah. So that became our inspiration for the name of the beer. Yeah. And so with this whole year, we're sort of celebrating being independent as a band with the label for 20 years and sharing beer and music, which are two things that go really well together. And yes, as Isaac said, we do, this did kick off at our festival, Hop Jam, which, we're imagining its return. Yeah. So for those that love Hop Jam, at the time where we, bring that back, we hope you guys will come join us to share a great beer.
Yeah, exactly.
But this fall, we're coming to cities across the country with this beer as well as MMMhops, and we'll hopefully be, able to celebrate. One of the things we're doing in Tulsa is doing 2 shows at Kane's Ballroom for the Centennial, which we're really excited about. Yeah. And
Christmas show.
I can't think of a better thing than to celebrate the holidays with a cool HANSON Brothers beer.
Exactly.
This has been What the Ale's Beer of the Week. Sure.